Yeah, I couldn't. I was kind of getting some live info on my phone, but I'm just gonna get the recap. I don't think my blood pressure can handle watching the play-by-play. So yeah, I just need the cliff notes of the downfall of civilization. Yeah, I mean, when I realized that the Gulf of America was a real fucking thing, and then I'm just like, really, is this the hill we're dying on? And then the whole I'm the savior of TikTok, even though he was the whole reason that the band got initiated anyway, is like the biggest ultimate hero complex bait and switch. It's like, well, I'm gonna make everybody love me because I'm gonna be the hero that fixes this. But it's like you're oh my god, it's the stick in your own pike spokes. But then it's oh god. Anyway, hang on, I'm gonna turn the house lights off. I mean, got the heat on right now, but it's just like super bright in here, so you'll see a difference when I turn the house lights off. Actually, it's like, hey, look at how awful this looks. Let me turn the house lights off and make it sexy. Hold up, just want you to see why. Yeah, I do need to adjust this forward-facing lamp so that I'm a little more illuminated, but I'll do that when Jake gets in here. But my house. Yeah, it was all like the whole TikTok thing was just totally a media stunt. It was just set up to give him another savior instance of like, look, here I am, the hero. When I a long time ago when I was station manager of KXUA, I had this I came into being station manager, like putting in a whole bunch of rules, right? And everybody was like, oh man, these rules are bad. And at the beginning of things, I was like, we need all these rules. We need all these regulations. We need all these safeguards in place. And like, no. If there's, we'll create these rules if there's a problem. And I said, you guys are thinking about it backwards, because everybody hates an authoritarian, but everybody loves a liberator, right? And I said, if we just put all these rules that we know might happen in place now, that if we go forward and realize we don't need them, then we'll say, hey, you know what? We're going to get rid of this rule. We're throwing this rule out. And everyone's like, yeah, freedom, liberation, down with rules. But if you start with no rules, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh God, they're abusing this thing. You know what? We're going to have to put this in place, and you guys are going to have to stop doing this. Everybody's like, oh, boo, you tell me what to do, you're such a dictator. And it's the same outcome, right? Except for in one path, you're the hero, and then the other path, you're the villain. And I feel like Donald Trump's team knows this. And they're like, well, let's just set up this artificial controversy that's going to piss everybody off, just so he can come back and be like, hey, we're the hero. But the hilarious, crazy thing is I feel like everybody actually forgot that he was the guy behind pushing for TikTok to get banned, just so he could come in and save the day and say that he saved the day. Fuck you, man. I don't really want this to get super political, but fuck you, man. I just am consistently just flabbergasted when I turn on the news and people are like, this is what adult rational human beings are going, yeah, brother. Like, is humanity as a whole just that stupid? Like, I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk or sound like that I'm better than or whatever, but are so many people like just that blind and ignorant to the way that the world works? How did we survive as a species? Yeah, Merle, Biden didn't enact the ban, but somehow Trump, the guy who in his last campaign was like, oh, we got to get rid of this Chinese TikTok. It's bad because people were making TikToks that he didn't like. It was like, I got to get rid of it. They're stealing our data. And it's like, I have a friend who works for the WTO, and she negotiates things like this. And she's like, it is a legitimate thing that they are, they don't want certain data to fall into Chinese hands or whatever. But the fact is that it's like everybody's got our data, and we're cooked. We're de-evolved. Yeah, Merle, you're absolutely right. Unbelievable. Dean says, I always think of Men in Black. A person smart, people are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. Yeah, I mean, I used to say this thing when I worked in more corporate style America. And every time I deal with the city, I say, none of us is as dumb as all of us. And they're like, what do you mean by that? I'm just like, and it's that in a nutshell. None of us is dumb as all of us. Because, yeah, a person is smart. But Jesus Christ, are we stupid? Anyway. It's wild, dude. Some wild times. My mom says I'm pretty smart. Yeah, mine too. It's, keep snoozing the updates on this computer. And the fact that, like, hey, happy Monday. Yeah, happy Monday. The fact that all of these billionaires and trillionaires and stuff were there, it's just so grody. There's like this, the new world order. We're watching it be assembled, and I was having what started as a candid conversation with a bar guest that kind of turned slightly like heated, mainly because I went off on a tangent. But humans we're not more thoughtful, and we're not more, intuitive, and we're not more caring than we ever been. In fact, I would argue that way back when there was, Alexander the Greats and all this kind of stuff, where if you go back and you actually look at how many people were on this battlefield, it was a surprisingly small number, right? And you're like, okay, well, maybe I can kind of see how this could happen. But it's because of humans, man, and we're just doing a lot of the same shit over and over and over and over. And we're like, that would never happen. I'm like, but it has. We have let crazy people throughout humanity do crazy things because a bunch of people are like, hell yeah, brother. And here we are, man. Where is Batman? I don't know. I really don't. Like how you said the Batman. Where's the Batman? Not just Batman. Oh man. How is everybody otherwise? Are we having a good day? Bring that light down a couple stops. I've been meaning to come up here and spend some time, and yeah, in this timeline, Batman totally was at the inauguration. Bruce Wayne was like, man, Wayne Enterprise stock is just really, the Bat meme coin really needs a pump and dump, so we're gonna go to the inauguration. 5th boss in 31 months. Wow. I'm glad he's cool. Literally haven't left my apartment since Thursday. That's impressive. I don't think I've spent an entire 14-hour stretch at my home in months. Like, I think 14 hours is the absolute line. That's including sleep. I think it's the longest period of time I've stayed at my, what you got? Okay, Jake has entered the chat. Is this you?
Is it me?
There you go.
All right.
Dina says, everyone out here is just too stupid. I don't want to see anyone. I agree. Tony Jones, I'm great. Just distracting myself with wrestling and college football championship from political day. I did see Wolfman over the weekend, and it was good. I did not get to see Wolfman, man.
Yeah, I've been reading that a lot of people
enjoyed
aren't
it.
upset about it.
Yeah, same. I watched the Goonies, man. Like that was yeah.
Yeah, hit you with that hot tip.
Yeah, and I went and acted on it. Let me adjust the light here.
Was there anything special in it? Because I've seen Goonies in the theater, and we both went and watched it together at the drive-in.
At the drive-in, but I never saw it at a theater.
Oh. It was 40th anniversary of the Goonies.
There we go.
At first you were turning it up. I'm like, I can't see the screen. But that was you. You were in all black. You were behind the scenes.
Yeah. Dressed just like a stagehand.
Sup, Merle? So you want to see the thing that I walked in with?
I do.
Dude. All right. So I found this.
Okay.
This weekend in my very limited free time. Because I didn't get to watch a movie. I spent the entire weekend having to house sit and do some other stuff.
Merle, it might still be in the theaters. I know it was playing today, too, the Goonies. So
Goonies? Yeah.
It was today, yes.
I found something that I couldn't not have despite limited funds. But that's just how I do things because dumb idiot. Bam.
Whoa.
I have Voltan, Prince of the Hawkmen.
That's cool.
And it has all of Brian Blessed's
facial
faces.
expressions.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Hang on, let's pop it up on the upstairs cam. Hang on. Whoop.
So I've stopped myself from buying the really expensive Flash and Ming. Most of the time it's because the boxes are too damaged to make it worth it. But this one, finding Prince Voltan, and he was so new that they did not have him in the system.
Well, that reminds me that I did actually remember to bring your gift up here. So I remembered.
All right. Well, all right. I'll take this. I'll set this over.
Yeah.
Down here.
Give me yours. I haven't actually opened
is this?
it.
Are
Let's
we
do
doing
it
it
now.
on camera?
I mean, why not?
Okay. All right. I have not been able to stop looking at this since I found
it's
it.
pretty dope.
Yeah.
Because you've got Flash over there somewhere.
I have the comic book Flash.
Yeah.
But I need to get the movie Flash and Ming. This is what's going to spur me to get Flash and Ming, because Max von Sydow Ming is too cool to not have. Also,
Oh, I know.
can you check out that bag? It says.
Do you not have the Ming?
No, I didn't get Ming from the old comics because he was like the one that everyone wanted.
Huh.
And
I thought you had that one.
No.
Oh,
Oh, but look at this. Phantom.
Yeah. Well, I got that because I thought you didn't have Ming. Because I almost got Ming.
No, Ming is the one that I've never been able to get.
I had my hands on Ming.
Oh, what?
I had, and I
It existed in
and
like
I got Phantom because
physical
I'm always
real space.
making fun of Phantom.
But Phantom's such a good movie, though.
But Ming, I've never seen any of these other ones. I've never seen Lothar or Mandrake, but I did see Ming. I had my hands on Ming, dude.
I haven't gone out of my way to find those, but Ming is the one that at the time when I was really trying to find it. Also, I went through like 3 or 4 Flash.
That's cool.
I went through like 3 or 4 Flash Gordons because every time it would get shipped to me, it would be damaged, and eventually I just gave up.
Damn. Well, I'll have to go back to the place that I found that, and maybe they'll have it. I mean, this was a month ago, so.
Yeah, here's Flash back down here.
Yeah, I knew you had Flash and brought him up here. Well, these are cool.
Yeah, man.
And this will come in handy. I mean, I'll put that right there.
Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Toys.
Yeah.
We got all these damn
It's
toys.
just late Christmas getting toys.
Do you want to let's do the VHS box?
All right.
I mean, we're already here. Yeah, let's do that. So we don't forget.
Dude, I'm so jazzed about
Early stream. So J-Way, yes and no. I turned on YouTube. We do the kind of a Twitch pre-show every week for our Twitch followers, and we just kind of shoot the shit, talk about whatever, and it's about 30 minutes before the actual stream goes live. But my YouTube was actually already going. And I was like, well, I'm going to just go ahead and keep it here. Maybe those YouTubers can get a little sneak peek of what we do all the time with our Twitch streamers. Got to watch Attack of the Killer Tomatoes for the first time. It was good, but like, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. The cartoon was pretty cool.
I like that's how we both instantly went with
the song.
Dude, I like the cartoon. I like the movies. Dude, growing up, I could not get enough Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh, no, it was great.
The cartoon was so much fun. Same thing with Swamp Thing, man.
Swamp Thing cartoon was cool.
Yeah.
All right, this is week 3. Velvet Santa's gifts in his VHS pairings that he's been doing.
I like that we each wrapped our presents to each other in the
leftover stuff
from Velvet Santa gifts.
That's how you do it, man. Okay, I'm ready.
This one's wrapped pretty good.
He's a tape hound. You saw Goonies on Sunday. I laughed so much. Were we in the theater to get? Which theater did you go to? I mean, AMC was pretty much sold out. I went and saw it at the Malco.
Yeah, AMC only had the one showing. Malco had at least
two at 4 o'clock and 4:15.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm going to talk all about Goonies once the actual stream goes, because I took some really interesting thoughts from seeing the Goonies as a grown-up in 2025. Oh, so I was at the 4:15, so we just missed each other. Okay, 1, 2, 3, what do we got?
Dude.
End of Days?
Oh,
and
you
Collateral
got
Damage.
You got the good one.
Of course I did.
Dude, End of Days is sick.
He fucking kills
he's like,
Satan.
Go to hell.
Dude, and Gabriel Byrne is like the devil. Hell yeah. But Collateral Damage is the one where he's like, I'll show you collateral damage. I'll show you collateral damage. I'll show you collateral damage. And he just like goes bananas and he starts just beating everything to death.
Yeah, but End of Days, he has like the cool shades and the stubbly
scruff.
beard. And he's just like, I'm here to kill demons.
As hell breaks loose when Arnold Schwarzenegger battles the ultimate evil in this chilling supernatural action thriller, when it burns out, former New York City cop named Jericho is assigned to a security detail for a mysterious and foreboding stranger. Jericho thwarts an incredible assassination attempt. During the ensuing investigation, he and his partner, Kevin Pollak, save the life of a beautiful and terrified Christine York, whose destiny involves death, the devil, and the fate of mankind. Now it's up to Jericho to save the girl, the world, and his own soul as he comes face to face with his most powerful enemy ever.
Epic.
I like how the most powerful enemy that this burned out cop has ever faced, they're like, it's also Satan. Yeah, that's the most powerful enemy I think anyone ever has had to fight. They're like, oh shit.
Dude, I remember when End of Days came out and everyone's like, this movie blows. And I'm like, this movie's sick. I liked
good
it.
one.
Also, Eraser is
Schwarzenegger
just the
double
tits.
rock block. What do we? Oh, geez, this one's long.
Yeah, that one's long. It's all like, he's a fireman and he has to avoid
It says,
collateral damage.
officials investigating a terrorist bombing want Gordon Brewer not get involved, but events have already involved him in the most horrible way. His wife and child are among the victims claimed by the blast. Nail-biting excitement and bold one-man heroics fuel the powerful thriller Collateral Damage. Superstar Arnold Schwarzenegger plays that one man. He's Brewer, a Los Angeles fireman who sets out to find the elusive terrorist known as El Lobo. Andre Davis from The Fugitive directs, deftly pacing the action as Brewer stalks his prey from L.A. to the jungles of Colombia to the power corridors of Washington, D.C. Brewer knows that El Lobo will strike there, but how, when, and precisely where? In the feverish scramble for answers, one thing is clear: Collateral Damage is a ticking time bomb of suspense. I can dry read pretty good, I'd say.
90s, I think 90s had some good Schwarzenegger movies. Jingle All the Way.
Jingle all the way, get the turbo,
And
man.
End of Days.
End of days, get the Satan.
Eraser.
My beat up Satan.
Not Last Action Hero.
No. That movie's awesome. You are so
I still don't know
wrong.
why you like that one.
Because it's good, dude. Last Action Hero is a banger.
When did Eraser come out?
You're wrong. Last Action Hero is cool.
Yeah, Eraser was 96.
I can't believe, maybe you just haven't visited Last Action Hero in a while. Like, that's maybe the problem that you have.
I don't know about that. Oh,
just
Collateral
need to
Damage
know.
wasn't out until 02. Wow.
That was I remember that was a later one.
Yeah, because then after that's when he took a break because it didn't get like great reviews. I don't think it was a huge theatrical success, and I think that was when it was like everyone's like, "Oh, Collateral Damage sucks." And
Arnold's dead.
yeah, and then you didn't see him for a while, but
Yeah, it you know, Arnold had his kind of fall from grace, and then Al Topich on Twitch says, who has an Arnold fault on film? Terrorist, aliens, Russian, mailmen, or Danny DeVito? Well, Danny DeVito, I guess he kind of got in a fight with him in
but
Twins.
they were brothers.
They were brothers. That was a brothers fight. Terrorists, he's fought terrorists 100 times. Russians, pretty sure there was probably...
he played a Russian.
Yeah.
In, what was it? Red something. Because him and Jim Belushi.
Jim Belushi, yeah. But does that mean he was fighting Russians? That he probably punched some. He did fight a mailman in Jingle All the Way.
He fought a camel in
Conan. So has he not fought aliens?
He's bound to have. Yeah, he's bound to have.
No, I'm
Predator.
drawing- He did fight. Yeah, so he's fought all those things.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, well, it was like he's definitely fought aliens. You're one ugly
Motherfucker. Yeah, so I guess he's fought all those things. Is this a trick question? Or are we just that good? And Total Recall.
Well, he didn't fight any aliens.
No, he was like, you got a lot of nerve showing your face around here. Look who's talking. And
that he fought a corporation.
But I mean, that dude had like a weird. I mean, was he not like a, or was he just a mutant?
Yeah, they were.
I guess they're humans, but they're mutants.
They were mutated because they lived in the poor section of Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all.
But if they were born there, would that make them Martians or humans?
Well, I mean, they're humans.
It's a species, but they're Earthlings. But then would they be aliens? No, I guess they're on their home planet, so they wouldn't be aliens.
I mean, it's a colony on Mars of humans.
Yeah, but there was the third boobie and the vagina face.
And there's
Quado.
Yeah.
Arnold was the alien.
What?
Technically, because he wasn't from Mars. So he would have been the alien on Mars.
It's a human civilization. They have an airport, like a spaceport, that goes back and forth.
Dropping the emoji, Night Owlishly. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, man, Arnold's he's done it all.
He has. What a renaissance man. Why isn't he president?
He's fought mythical snakes.
He has.
He's fought wizards.
2 heads over a black sun like this. He's fought it all.
He's fought sex rhino gods.
He's fought legislation in California. I mean, dude, if fucking Donald Trump can be president, why can't Arnold? Why can't we have Arnold president? That's the one that's the timeline that I wanted to have.
If convicted criminals can be president, why can't immigrants?
Why can't? Yeah. Well, I guess he's got to get deported because his parents weren't born here. How far? What's the statute of that? Like, how far does that go back? You know, because
what if you're born in the U.S.
they're just like, oh no, you don't count now. You got to go back.
I don't know.
So we're getting rid of Meliana. I don't know, the shit's fucked, dude. The poo is screwed. Oh, gotta get all these cuss words out before the actual show. So I don't curse for the kiddos. Except for, I guess, Night Owlishly's might have Night Owlishlet in the chat. Velvet Santa's probably got his child running around.
We could just run a totally clean show and just be like,
Nobody wants that.
We can make it funny.
I want The Rock to run for president. Honestly, at this point,
I mean, that was the premise of his TV show. That was the entire premise of the show, was that it was a reflection on his life through interviews because he was running for president.
At this point, anything is possible, man. I really think anything is possible. It's like, why not?
Why not? I just realized that I fully intended to be involved in Discord more with our AI showdown. And I got distracted by life and have neglected to be present on my phone.
It's got to be a whole separate show, man.
Yeah, but I figured that would be something that we started lining out more.
Yeah, I know, but, world's ending, dude.
Have I been caught up on WWE and TNA merger? What? No. Is that a thing? Is that a real thing that's happening? Is TNA going to be part of WWE and UFC? Is that...
Hey, is that all under the same stock ticker that I bought? TKO or whatever? Because if it is...
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, Total Knockout Sports.
That's cool for me.
Yeah, well, I wonder if adding TNA to it would bring it down more than bring it up. But TNA has had good talent in the past, and especially since WWE in their past Royal Rumble last year, they brought in TNA talent And some of the TNA stars were the ones that got the biggest pops and things like that. And actually, one of a couple, Jade Cargill was from like TNA or something, maybe, or she was from what's the AEW, but that super muscle champion lady. I don't watch TNA. I mean, I don't know. No, I'm not. The ultimate point is I'm not caught up on wrestling at all. I still have not watched that first Monday Night Raw on Netflix, and I'm realizing that there's another one going on today that makes it more accessible. However, finding 3 hours to be able to watch wrestling at any point in time is extremely difficult. Look it up. It's going to be a crossover pay-per-views. That would be cool. That might end up being okay. I wonder if they're going to keep the octagon or what? How many sides does the TNA ring have? 6. The hexagonal ring or
really?
Whatever. Yeah.
Weird.
It has a multi sided ring like that. They took it away for a while, and everyone's like, yeah, we've kind of grown accustomed to it being the different ring, so they brought it back.
Okay, I just had to open up all my web links and everything just so it's 8 o'clock. We got to start the actual show, so let me turn off our fun music so we don't get copyright infringement when we go broadcasting this on Spotify. Yeah, we're going to put on this one. You know, everybody knows that one. Then we're going to hit this button right here, and then we're going to, turn on the Facebook and start recording this stuff. So we'll be right back.
We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with a few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Good evening, everybody. It is 8 o'clock. It is live Monday night, Central Standard Time. What is today? January 20th, 2025.
Yep, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Yeah,
that's right. And you're tuned into the Drive-In Speaker Box, movie podcast about all kinds of fun stuff. I'm your host, Bo, the Boom Operator.
I'm Slick Doggy the Grip.
And we're going to be here with you for the next hour talking to you about, like what I just said, movies, TV shows, things like that, Hollywood news, just life philosophies, Oedipal complexes, Freudian slips, like things that we're just gonna ask you how you feel about it. We're gonna
therapy time you didn't know.
That's right, and it's free. All you got to do is like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever it is you want to catch this show. If you are downloading just the podcast on like Spotify or wherever, you can get tuned in live to the live stream on Monday nights. You can see the chat here from our friends over on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. You can participate in it live. We will respond to you live, and we will Bill O'Reilly this thing. We will F it, and we will do it live. So welcome to the show, man. Did you see any movies this past weekend?
No, unfortunately, I had a family member out of town, and I helped cat sit and things like that, and I had a few other things that. Plus, we didn't really get like a lot of new.
It was
things.
Wolfman. Wolfman was the only movie that came out,
Yeah,
and I was gonna go see it.
Y'all know that I'm not like a horror dude.
I know. You're just too nervous to get in
No.
the theater with the monsters. And
No.
need somebody to take
Though
your
I-
blankie and
I
kiss
hate.
you on the head.
I do hate jump scares so much.
Well, this one's saying it's body horror. I'm hearing a lot of good reviews.
I got high blood pressure, man. I can't be.
However,
Fuck
I
yourself.
caught the 40th anniversary of the Goonies.
Yeah,
man.
well,
It was-
your boy hit you with a hot tip because
He
I
was
was
like, the
looking through
Goonies.
movies that I could go see.
and I caught it. I'm going to talk about the Goonies, what it was like seeing it in the theater a little bit later. But I also caught the new Netflix movie that just came out with Jamie Foxx
Oh,
and a return of Cameron Diaz.
everyone's pooping on that one.
Yeah. And yeah, thanks, Moose Jaws. That movie, it was called Back in Action. I checked that out. I'm going to be talking about it later in the program, about that half-hour mark when we start reviewing movies. But we need to get into some news because it's been a week. Obviously, there's stuff going on right now in the news that we're not going to talk about because it's not movie-related, even though a celebrity is on screen doing things that might, direct the future of our country. But some even sadder news than where our political inevitability is going is there was a death last week. It happened just after our show, the very next day, so we didn't get to report on it really, really soon. But we have not had a proper moment to say goodbye to David Lynch, man. That one sucks. We need David Lynch now more than ever. This dude, David Lynch, a lot of people not really able to really digest and take a lot of his work and understand a lot of his work because he did a lot of shorts, man. He was just always making weird
I was
shit.
about to say he never got a chance to actually explain Twin Peaks to us, huh? Or to give it a satisfying ending.
I don't think he would have ever done that.
Well, no, but he could have had the chance to. What was it when it came back? The return, when Twin Peaks had the return, and Kyle MacLachlan was demon possessed, and he was always winning the slot machines. It
was such a strange thing.
Yeah.
And David Lynch, a lot of people, Mulholland Drive, fantastic, Twin Peaks, all these things that people know him about. But if you go back and watch some of his shorts, he had some really great shorts. I meant to wear my David Lynch shirt. There was a period online, and I have one. It's all crusty now, but he was just doing these notebook doodles and then printing them on T-shirts, and then I bought some of them. And
was that during COVID? Because he got real.
even
out
more
there,
weird.
yeah.
But let's see. Al Topich over on Twitch, he said Lynch was the last wholesome man on the planet, and he kind of was, man. He was just a genuine dude. And one of my favorite quotes, is a little video of him talking about watching movies on cell phones, and I love the quote, and it's you can look it up, and he's like, I'll never understand why anyone would sit there and watch a fucking film on their cell phone.
I'm glad that you did his voice because I was just thinking there's a video, there's audio of that, right?
There's a
him-
whole video of him holding
Yeah.
up a cell phone, and he's like, this is just not what the director intended. And he's like,
sometimes,
fuck you.
'cause sometimes his voice sounds like an old radio type dude.
But the moral of the story, I think Dina said it over on Twitch just down in the comment. Don't smoke. Let that be a lesson to you. He was an absolute chain smoker, but a brilliant dude, just an unusual, oddball dude that made a lot of really interesting movies. Not a lot of people were talking about Lost Highway in their remembrances of him. I remember tuning in, and it's with NPR News, we're gonna talk about Blue Velvet, obviously, and Dune, obviously. But I'm like, yo, Lost Highway, come on, great soundtrack. Anyway, David Lynch, really, really upset about that one. So cheers to you, my friend. Well, not my friend, but felt like a friend. You felt like, thank you for being a friend. And making all those weird movies that I watched in high school that made me feel like I was cooler than everybody else.
Thanks for giving all the weird kids something to be like, this speaks to me. This is my stuff.
I'm not alone. So, very, very cool. Al Topich over on Twitch says The Straight Story was one of his best, and it was a Disney movie. So, I mean, just go digging. Go digging in some Lynch, man. And you might be pleasantly surprised. So, that was a bummer in the news. What do you got? You got anything in your notes?
Oh yeah, man. We have some stuff that coming to streaming here that we'll be able to watch at home soon. If you are like me sometimes and have it where you don't always get to make it out to the theater, though I do try. Sonic 3 will be available to watch at
streaming,
home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can watch it as early as tomorrow. So even though it's still
in the theater
and having a successful theatrical run, it'll be available at home tomorrow to rent and watch. So that's pretty cool. Maybe I can add that in because I've been wanting to go watch it.
It's pretty good.
It's one of those things where I got to find a movie to talk about, something new. And since you've already watched it, I'm like, well, I got to find something else. Also, Terrifier 3 got its announcement of when
I'm surprised it's not already.
Well, so it will be available to stream for the first time on Screambox on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And then 1 month after that, on March 14th, they're going to have a documentary called Art Attack, the dissection of Terrifier 3. So if you're just a super Terrifier fan and you watch Terrifier 3 and you're like, man, where they chainsawed that person's genitals into nothing, let's watch this documentary and just get as in-depth and stuff in Terrifier as we can. And talking about horror movies here, wow, that came through. I'm sorry about that. Horror movies, the Peter Pan's Nightmare, the Neverland Nightmare, has had such a success in its tiny little 3-day run that they are extending it further. So it's going to have a longer run at the 75 locations that it's currently present
There you
at.
go.
And those are all big city places. Right now, you got New York and Universal City in California, Tampa, larger movie
DMAs
markets
as they
stuff.
call them.
Yeah. So, but if you have that chance, that what do they call it? The twisted childhood universe or whatever.
Stop calling them universes.
You can go watch that one, and in addition to that, it's the Twisted Childhood. Has been released by them.
They should just call it the expired IP universe. Like that's
yeah. They've released an image of the Winnie the Pooh, which is the Pooniverse, right? Because there's layers to it. But there's Winnie the Pooh and
it's definitely a Pooh something.
Peter Pan showdown face to face, right? And that is because they are releasing the crossover in the near future, and it's called Pooniverse Monsters Assemble.
It's going to make all the money because it's just that stupid.
Yeah.
We're all that stupid. We're all going to go, ha ha, Sharknado, remember? Here's money.
Yep.
And,
so,
yeah.
That is coming up because between Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, we're also going to have Bambi the Reckoning and Pinocchio Unstrung. And then come October. So all that's happening this year.
God.
And
what?
then by October, we will have Pooniverse Monsters Assemble. And so you're going to have Peter Pan, Winnie the Pooh, Pinocchio, Bambi, all in this like ridiculous movie.
Like Monster Squad.
Yep.
Bambi's got nards.
Yeah. The monsters that are set to appear in this is Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Owl, and Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah, okay.
You got Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and Hook that are all going to be in it from the new Neverland Nightmare. Pinocchio and the Cricket from the Pinocchio Unstrung. Bambi from Bambi the Reckoning. Wino Thumper.
Or Flower. Just like toxic gas in everybody and their faces melt off and it goes, you can power me, Flower, if you want to.
It may introduce the characters of Sleeping Beauty, the Mad Hatter, and the Cheshire Cat. I wonder if Alice is off limits because there's that IP has been recycled and used in like multiple video games and things like that. But anyhow, yeah, there's all sorts of ridiculous things happening in the twisted childhood universe.
It just makes no sense. I mean, it makes all the sense. No, I mean, the world is spiraling out of control, and if they weren't doing this, then it wouldn't make sense.
Well,
so,
and
I mean,
talking,
they're rebooting fucking Gremlins, for Christ's sake.
what?
So
No, that's off limits. You can't do that. Don't touch it. You can't.
Right after they were talking about, bringing Goonies back, they're just like, well, let's also hit up Gremlins. It's like, no, let's not. Let's just not. Let's just leave it alone. Leave it as it is.
Because I don't want CG Mogwai.
No, I don't either.
They're perfect how they are.
Exactly.
You can't improve on Gizmo.
Because he's just cuddly and real. He's real.
Yeah.
And yes, we know it's not real, just like we know CGI isn't real. No matter how real you make it look, we know it's fake.
Also,
and we always knew it was fake, but it's cute. And it's
just
furry, and leave it alone.
It's perfect, and it's set in a time where it works because you have the 80s business dad on the trip, and he doesn't really give a crap about his kid. He just throws money at like a Chinatown guy and steals the Mogwai.
That's right.
And then he gives it to his family because he doesn't care. And then Phoebe Cates is a bartender, even though she's only like 17.
And doesn't she also work at a bank? She's a banker bartender.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Bank
during the day, because when it's snowy outside and he's driving his car, his beater car down the road, and the guy that gets murdered in every horror movie is like, oh hey, neighbor dude,
every single movie.
The guy that's the janitor in
Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall, yeah. The dude that's just always getting wrecked in movies.
Every single movie.
Yeah, dude, don't touch Gremlins. Leave it alone. You can't do that.
They're gonna
Is it
touch
gonna be
it.
a sequel, or
They're
is
gonna
it
feed it after midnight. They're
Are they
gonna
gonna-
get it wet. They're gonna, and it's gonna be horrible.
Are they? Yeah, is it a sequel, or are they just pretending like original Goonies doesn't exist?
Well, I think the Goonies are gonna try and assemble what they can of the cast. Maybe to not put them in a new adventure. They're probably going to do like a Ghostbusters treatment to it, where there's like some
Did I say
edgy and very, very like diverse and inclusive group of children friends.
Not Goonies. Gremlins is what I meant.
Gremlins is probably going to be. It's not going to be Gizmo. There's going to be some other Mogwai that somehow managed to find its way to
America,
like a different city. Maybe L.A. since we did
it'll be San Francisco's Chinatown instead of New York's
Chinatown, and then it won't be the 80s. It'll be the now's time, and it'll they'll be on TikTok, but nobody believe it, and they'll be like, oh, look at this crazy thing, it's CGI, and then everybody will buy one, it'll be trending, and everybody wants one, and everybody will get one.
That'll be what it is.
And then it'll go viral.
They make all the goofy Mogwai that first hatch, and then they sell them for profit on the internet through Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram, and everyone wants one. Yeah. But then all the evil gremlins happen. It'd be too much. They'd take over.
Well, and maybe that's the premise, is they just take over the world.
Gremlins just won't be fun outside of its
What's
time
Gizmo's
period.
song? How does it go? He does that whistle.
He does like a Jigglypuff type thing. That's it. That's it, exactly.
That's it right there. Boom.
Yeah. Don't do that, please.
Don't. David Lynch is dead. Is nothing sacred?
One thing, talking about like universes that could probably end, cinematic universes that can end. There was the trailer for Daredevil Reborn released. It is continuing on as a TV show.
Good.
Still, so Marvel's,
because nobody wants to see a movie of that.
Continuing the TV treatment. Dude, I don't know. Everyone I saw that actually talked about it was like,
oh, I'm so stoked.
Heck yeah.
They're heck yeah, because they're bored and they'll watch it on Netflix. I don't think anybody's.
I don't know that this one's going to be Disney Plus now.
Well, right, it's going to be on TV something plus. Yeah. You know, it's, the excitement level for a movie one of those is, I bet, about the same as like Captain America new Shield Red Hulk or whatever.
Oh, geez, yeah. When I was trying to search through movie stuff, like news to talk about, every single thing over the last like week or two has been like, and here's one more other image of Captain America without Steve Rogers, and it's
no one cares. Even a Harrison Ford Hulk can't save that movie. I mean, I don't know why they're doing Red Hulk and not doing Gray Hulk, because Gray Hulk obviously has the coolest.
Red Hulk is Thunderbolt Ross, and that makes it where they can have like the showdown between. I don't know. I quit reading.
Gray Hulk's the coolest.
I quit reading
because he wears people clothes.
16 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, Grey Hulk is still Bruce Banner. Mr. Fix-It is still Bruce Banner.
Yeah, so that's why he's cool, and that's why you could turn that story around.
Why not do Hulk that can think and goes down to the beach and wears the swim trunks and just picks up, like, the babes on the beach and stuff? Why not have, like, that Hulk?
Like post-Planet Hulk? Where he's smart and has kids and stuff.
Why not? No, this was way before. This was in the 90s.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, yeah, why not have why not have real Planet Hulk? Like, why not have the real Green Scar? Why not have like his kid and stuff instead of whatever that crap was we got in Thor, where he just like hung Hulk dong, and they're like,
ate tacos.
It's a Hulk's butt cheeks on screen, and they're talking about his ding dong.
Love it.
Yeah. And then the one where he hands Ant-Man the taco. Why not have real cool Hulk? Put friggin' Maestro on screen. Have Hulk murder everyone. Give me that movie. Give me the movie.
Beta Ray Bill. Don't tease it.
Yeah, give me the movie where Hulk murders all of the Avengers, and the only thing that can stop him is his past beach bod cool boy self. Like, give me that Hulk. I want Maestro on screen.
I agree.
But
I concur.
You know what one of the coolest things about Maestro is that they made a statue. You can get like a foot tall statue of Maestro, and it's Kimbo Slice painted green. It's really cool. I've always wanted. As soon as it came out, I was like, I want that, and it was like $200.
You know,
like,
the world was a better place with Kimbo Slice in it.
With Kimbo punching people.
You know, I mean, but I think the days of Kimbo's era were like the last true days of the American dream, right? Where you could just be this dude on the street punching people for money and then become a world celebrity. Like, I think those days are over, you know? And Kimbo still like got to be Kimbo. Now, you know, you're just the Manchurian candidate if you get discovered.
I mean,
you know, you're
Jake and Logan Paul both
selling out at the inauguration.
Oh,
they were there.
I don't think it's selling out. I think they're buttholes to begin with. They're going to do whatever makes them a bigger butthole.
Exactly.
Because that's their brand. I mean, Jesus, Logan Paul survived the whole, like, going to the Japanese death forest and just being the most culturally insensitive person of all time.
And he's at our inauguration.
Yeah, and then he was like, I'm going to start wrestling. And his brother's like, I'm going to start punching people. And they're like, yeah, heck yeah. And then they still somehow are allowed to be. But whatever. What else we got in the news here? Oh, talking about Netflix stuff, though, going back to that. The update for Greta Gerwig's Narnia, it is going to be released in IMAX theaters first.
Really?
And Netflix is going to wait to put it on streaming, so that everyone doesn't just be like, I'm going to watch it at home instead.
Yeah.
So it's going to have a chance in theaters.
Okay,
it's going to be on 1,000 IMAX screens. Before.
How many are there now?
IMAXs?
Yeah, I don't even know. I'll look that up while you're chit-chatting.
Well, so that's set to release Thanksgiving of next year. So we still have a year and a half left before we get the newest incarnation of Narnia. And that will be something that you can watch at home. It is being made by Netflix for Netflix. But apparently they're maybe filming some of it in IMAX.
As of 2023, there were 1,772 IMAX theaters located in 90 countries. So I'm guessing of those IMAX screens, most of them probably don't have more than 2 IMAX screens. So interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So the deal includes countries in all 90 of those locations. with China still subject to approval by its censors. So as long as China doesn't realize that Narnia is like Christian lore real hard.
Lion Jesus.
And I wonder too, I need to look it up and find out which one. Are they starting with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe as it always does? Or are they going to give us a real and give us The Magician's Nephew first? Give us the first book first, damn it. Don't hop straight into the second one. The Magician's Nephew is really the best one.
But they do it because everybody knows it.
Yeah, but The Magician's Nephew, you get to see the birth
Well, not
of,
yet. We don't. We get to read it.
Well, in your mind's eye, you get to see the birth of Aslan and him roar the world into existence, and it all starts from just like a puddle of nothing. And it's The Magician's Nephew is a really badass book. That one is
It's Genesis.
Yeah, that one's the best Narnia. Bring Liam Neeson back as the voice of Aslan too, because
I mean, they can.
That's the best. Anyhow, so yeah, there it is. I really liked Narnia when I was a kid.
Well, who didn't?
I've met people that have never read anything Narnia.
They were pretty fun books. I remember I didn't read all the books. I skimmed some of them, and I watched obviously some of the early stuff, not the new movies and all that kind of stuff. But and then Chick-fil-A got a hold of it, and it was their Happy Meal for like ever.
What?
Did you not know that? It was like
No.
they always would alternate back and forth between like Veggie Tales and Narnia.
Oh, really?
Like kids meals.
The only time I've ever really eaten much Chick-fil-A in my entire life is when I was a mall rat. And we had friends that worked at Chick-fil-A, and you'd go, "Hey man, I want a water," and you'd open your eyes real big, and they go, I got you," and they'd give you some water, but it was Sprite, and then that way when you walked around,
lemonade.
when you walked around the mall and you came back, and you're like, "Oh, can I get a refill?" Because Chick-fil-A would give you one refill and then mark your cup with an X to be like, "No more for this person," which is ridiculous. Every other restaurant's like, "Yeah,
Here, fine.
refills." But they would give us whatever soda we want. It was like, "Oh, I had Sprite. Will you just give me Coke instead or whatever?" So that was the trick. And we'd buy pickles and the buttered buns because you can get that for like 10 cents.
You wouldn't get the meat?
Well, no, because we were
You'd have
putting,
pickle sandwiches?
basically. Well, we'd eat the pickles and the buttered bun separately because it was like 10 cents for the bun and pickles were free. And so we'd have our water.
The pickles were 10 cents, and then
Listen, man.
the buttered buns were free, and then we would go and we'd get a water, and then we'd tell them at the corner store.
Back in my day.
Yeah.
Well, that's because, man, we were spending all our money at the arcade. And whenever we'd have
Play a video game for 25
yeah,
cents.
whenever we'd have money left over, you'd go to Suncoast so that you could buy some
DVDs for $50.
manga.
Yeah,
buy
pickles
like
were 10 cents. DVDs at Suncoast were $50, which some things have never changed.
Listen, man, you never just kicked it at the mall because you had
most of my teenage
initial
life was kicking it at the mall.
obsession. Yeah.
Bro, I worked there.
Listen, dude, I was Drift King on Initial D versions 2 and 3. I had to be there.
I literally was crowned Soul Calibur champion at...
How many times I whooped you at Soul Calibur, dog?
Not at the arcade with the stick and the Voldo on Soul Calibur 2, and I won.
Have we not played it? We've played it on... Was it on console at...
It was on console, yeah. We've always played it on console. And
I'm pretty sure we've played arcade.
We would go back and forth. As long as I was Voldo, I would... But I can't... That's
There's
the
no
only
chance, man.
character I can play.
Mitsurugi's my dog. I can't
I
lose.
know. Yeah, I do. I remember us having some Mitsurugi Voldo battles.
I used to thump everyone at Soul Cal at the arcade 2 and 3. And then I had Time Crisis memorized. No one could touch me. And then Marvel vs. Capcom 2, man. Like,
all those button
get out of
mash
town, man.
bullshits. Yeah, of course.
Tekken I was pretty good at, but there were guys that, like, once Tekken got the cards where you could reload it, I couldn't keep
up with that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's some movie news. Let's talk about movies that are coming
It's
out.
a movie in the year 2000.
Yeah, let's talk about what's coming out in theaters this year and this week. Actually, nothing huge. There's a lot of smaller movies that are going to be released, but two that are going to be hitting theaters somewhat nationwide. The first one that I'm going to mention is I saw the trailer a couple of weeks ago. It's Steven Soderbergh, who I actually like. You know, some people think he can be pretty hit or miss, but I tend to like most of Steven Soderbergh's movies. I think he's a pretty competent director, and he'll take on all kinds of different movies. So you really don't know what you're going to get out of Steven Soderbergh, but generally a pretty solid director. But this is starring Lucy Liu. It's called Presence. The trailer was all like, "This is the scariest. You're gonna just lose your pacemaker out your butthole when you see this movie. You know, don't go in with a heart condition because you've never horrored like this movie's about to horror you." Even though it's just supposed to be suspenseful, it's about a family becoming convinced that they're not alone after moving into their new house in the suburbs, and it's got an interesting camera style. But it's about a haunted house, you know, and that's the whole trailer is like, "You'll never think about haunted houses in the same way ever, asshole. Check it out, change your life." And I'm sure it'll make pretty good money because it's a horror movie, and flips the subgenre haunted houses on its head.
What is there things left for haunted house movies to explore that hasn't been done? Like,
I think
they've even made a movie about a haunted swimming pool.
I think from what the trailer is telling me, I think it's from the ghost's perspective that's making this very unusual. And so imagine like the camera is the ghost, and you're always around these people that are just like kind of looking for you. And so I don't know. Maybe it might be neat. I don't know. It's like Paranormal Activity, but different. Anyway, that's coming out. Also coming out in theaters this week, Mark Wahlberg. How's your mother? He's coming out with another movie. I actually watched the other movie that he was in on Netflix that just came out last month, where he's like a dumbass secret agent. It had
him and Halle Berry.
Halle Berry and J.K. Simmons and a bunch of people. It was like the dumbest premise ever, and it was such a hoo-ah bullshit. It was like, yeah, so all the blue-collarist people in America, all the working types, the plumbers and the concrete guys and the bus stop attendants, you know, they're actually a part of a secret network of super people that, you know, that because they're blue-collar, they're the most trustworthy agency called like the Union, and they like recruit dumbasses like Mark Wahlberg because he can be trusted and he's strong, and he saves the day because he was a high school dropout and worked as a bricklayer or whatever and had a crush on Halle Berry in high school. The movie was stupid, but you know, I like Mark Wahlberg. He's freaking Marky Mark, dude. He's got Wahlburgers, man.
Yeah, and he's trying to kill Eric Foreman in this movie.
So yeah, Flight Risk. He's a bad guy. It's directed by Mel Gibson, so you know it's probably unhinged and
I haven't
insane.
seen that part.
Yeah.
The trailer looks wild, and I like that they're like, all right, we're gonna make people not like Mark Wahlberg. We're gonna make him evil.
Yeah, but
he has a bald spot.
But how
he has male pattern baldness?
How are you gonna put Mark Wahlberg in a movie where he's the bad guy and Topher Grace is the good guy, and you're gonna like Topher Grace and
Topher
hate
Grace isn't
Mark
necessarily
Wahlberg?
the good guy, right? Like he's being,
but he's so unlikable always.
He's like a criminal, but he's also like a material witness, and that's the whole, Mark Wahlberg's been hired to like kill the
him.
material witness en route or whatever.
Maybe it's one of those movies where you just don't like anybody, and yeah, the hairpiece on Mark Wahlberg on this is just ridiculous. But you know, it's Mark Wahlberg. I mean, how's your mother? It'll be a movie that comes out, and
maybe
I'm gonna have a hard time wanting to see this in theaters, but I might just.
Maybe the trailer's all just like the first little bit in the movie, and then it flips the script and it does like what's that movie with Alec Baldwin and
oh God, where
in the bear,
yeah, and they crash
because it's also in Alaska, yeah.
Dude.
And that whole movie is like, oh man, the bear, but then it turns out like, no, it's Alec Baldwin.
Dude,
that
that movie, it was Alec Baldwin and Anthony Hopkins, wasn't it?
Because spoiler for a 30-year-old movie. Yeah, The Edge.
Yeah, and the only guy that had any sort of rationale behind him, like the guy from like Lost or whatever, he was like their guide, and he's like, yeah, we'll get out of here. In like 2 seconds, this bear just goes, and just like mauls the
there's
shit
that
out
one
of him.
dude that has like the broken leg, and they're they're sitting around the fire or whatever, and the bear just comes out of the darkness and picks him up in his mouth. And, and that man's like bit on his side, and he's like,
dude, the Edge is so
the Edge is sick,
so bad.
And it turns out
good.
that the whole thing is just because Alec Baldwin's been banging on old Anthony Hopkins' wife, and he's like, I'm gonna get rid of you because we're having a sexy photo shoot up here, and it's so dumb.
It's an elaborate plan.
Yeah, just like the dumbest premise for it. But then they're like, also a bear eats everyone. You're like, yeah, now's the part of the movie. So what if this just turns into that? Like the trailer's just the first half, and then they crash, and it's like
if you
bear
watch
time.
if you watch the trailer, I mean, let me pull up the trailer. Let me see if I can get it on my little TV viewer, because I know that we're not like supposed to, but I think we need to.
We've described it. It's like,
well,
yeah.
no, the reveal of his hairline, it just like that seems like it's the premise. Like, you know, I don't, and I think it's only because we know Mark Wahlberg. Like everybody goes, oh yeah, Mark Wahlberg, he's sexy, he's fun, he's cool. But in this trailer, they like take his hat off, and it's like, oh my God, a bald spot. But like if you were to think about this in real life, like the dude's hat would just like be off and he wouldn't have hair. But no, if you're watching the live stream, like pay attention right here, and it's like wait a second, hang on, is this Mark Wahlberg? And then there's the scene, and his hat comes off, and right here, look, you gotta watch this, because the camera move is hysterical. All right, here it comes. He's like, oh yeah, it's me. How's your gun? Oh, oh no! Oh my God! And then it's like, wait a minute, look at that hair, and oh my God, this hair.
I like how the hair had to be there as part of the disguise. Like he couldn't just.
Only because we know it's Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
They don't know that dude from anyone else.
Right.
And yeah, another classic directed by Mel Gibson.
Dude, Mel Gibson has some pretty decent movies. Like, what was that one where he's like trying to reconnect with his daughter, and she gets in trouble, and he's like out of prison. He's trying to turn himself around. He's doing tattoos, and he following his like parole or whatever. But then she gets in trouble, so he reconnects with like his biker gang buddies and stuff. And dude, it's a cool movie. It's actually really good. It's recent. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Whoa, the hair. Oh, the hair. I'm sorry, I can't get over how stupid that is. Anyway, that's coming. Flight Risk is coming out in theaters this weekend. You can check it out. It was supposed to come out in October, but it didn't. It got pushed back. So I don't know why. Reasons, I guess. But that's what's coming out in theaters this week. Let's talk about what's in theaters right now. Not much, but the Goonies. I want to tell you guys about the Goonies really quick, because I am going to talk to you about that Netflix movie, but I think we need to talk about the Goonies first. And is my can I don't know if you can reach it, but can you get my key, my copper bones?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, can you?
Oh, you got it hooked.
Is it hooked around the thing?
You got it hooked around the leg.
Well,
we have
there it is.
One-Eyed Willie's.
Yeah, Chester Copper Potts Copper Bones for triple stones, you know. Anyway, I saw the Goonies. 40th anniversary. Wow, it's crazy watching that movie, and then you look at the cast of the Goonies, and you are like, every single person in this movie went on to become a mega star. Like, I am waiting for Jeff Cohen to have like a resurgence as Chunk. He left because and
he's a lawyer, or
like
he's
a media.
He's a
lawyer.
talent rep.
Yeah,
or
so he's still in the business. He's still very successful. Sean Astin, huge career. Josh Brolin, huge career. Corey Feldman, huge career, but got crazy. You know, you got Ke Huy Quan, literally just won an Oscar.
I was about to say, he made his comeback, and he's in like a another movie coming out, like where he's like a big time martial arts
Love
dude.
Hurts. You know, Joe Pantoliano, like he's
Joey Pants.
Everybody loves. It's amazing, this cast of people that weren't like, you know, real big at the time. They were a lot of up and comers, as you say, and they're all like super celebrities.
I was about to say, like, the girls didn't really go on to be huge stars.
Martha Plimpton had
she's
a pretty
in TV.
solid career, yeah, but Carrie Green didn't.
What was that called? Raising something. She was like the mom, and they had a kid too early, and then he had a kid, and then they were the young grandparents and they had to raise the baby. It was a good show.
But the Goonies, you know, one of the things that and I wish that one of our viewers that
maybe,
you know, he's been absent for medical reasons for a while, but Velvet Poochie Vance over on Twitch, he was like, I'm just not a fan of the Goonies, and a lot of people that I think watch the Goonies and they're like, it's just I don't think I like it. I think they're looking at it from the wrong perspective, because this movie is a kids movie. This movie is made for children. This is a children's film, right? And I think when you watch the Goonies as a grown-up, especially if you've never seen the Goonies before and you're expecting, you know, a very serious, like, oh my God, what an amazing movie, you're going to go, wait a minute, I don't understand what all the hubbub's about. It's a kid's movie. And if you think about it as a kid's movie, you kind of understand some of the humor, some of the, you know, plot inconsistencies, some of the things like why that guy's bullet hole in the head was not like super graphic. It's because it's still for kids. You know, they're not going to have like blood spilling out of this dude's brain.
Yeah, but it was done when like kids movies were like still good movies.
But still good movies.
Movies for everybody.
That's my point, you know, because if they wanted that dude's brains to look like they were splattered, because someone was like, it looks so hokey, and I'm like, yeah, because it's still for kids, guys. You know, I mean, it's like when you go back and watch episodes of Goosebumps, it's not like, and someone got stabbed, it didn't go, and like their larynx came flying out. It was just like, oh, there's like a red streak of blood, and they're like, oh, that person died. You know, it's for children. And when you think about that, you're like, oh my God, Goonies is actually a pretty incredible kids movie that still holds up, and it's still exciting. It still captures a sense of wonder. It still can be transportive to anybody that's ever ridden a bicycle. You know, and they're just like, oh, they just seem to be solving this like decades old mystery really quick, I've heard people say. And I go, you're also not counting the fact that this assembling of these kids with all their individual strengths and weaknesses, they're accidentally solving everything. They're not sleuthing this together. It's coincidence.
There's a lot of stumbling into things, but also they had the perfect start, and they have the perfect motivation, which is that Mikey's dad has been, like, he's been with his dad as part of the research, and he's obsessed with it too. And he's like, man, this is like my dad's whole thing. He's obsessed with One-Eyed Willie and the legends that he's been told growing up in this town. And then they find the map and they accidentally break it, and then that's when the whole thing starts. Because
their other motivation is that this is the last time they're all going to get to hang out, because their neighborhood's getting bulldozed for fucking developers, just like mine. So I'm feeling very relevant to the Goonies right now.
The perfect motivation is that they don't want
my goon dog. I'm a Goonie.
They don't want to move. They don't want to leave their friends.
They don't want rich asshole developers to come and build shit for rich people where they've been living. It's their home and their neighborhood with all their friends, and they're getting gentrified. This is a movie about gentrification, and these kids are trying to fight it with the best things that they know how, which is adventures on the high seas. And yeah, man, like, I want to find a bag of jewels so I don't have to, you know, I'm not going to ride up in Troy's fucking bucket, and so I can shred that lease for the bulldozers that are coming from my apartment here in Fayetteville, just so they can build more goddamn condos for rich Texas shitbags. And I want to be like, there's never going to be any signing contracts, and I throw it all up, and then there's adios mios, and there's going to be jewels, and that's never going to happen because that was a movie. And, you know, and it gave me hope, and it still gives me hope. And I love the Goonies. It's such a good movie. And seeing it in, as Dina just said on Twitch, it's retaining a sense of adventure through the harsh reality of growing up. And then you've got Bran, and you've got, like, it's got everything in this movie. And if you don't like the movie, then you never had a childhood. And seeing it on the big screen is a lot of fun. I'm so glad they did not re-include the octopus scene in the film. The octopus scene is not good. If anybody is ever wondering at the end of the movie where Data, like the police officer or the news guy, asks Data, and he goes, "What was the scariest part?" And he goes, "Oh, the octopus came out." And they go, "Octopus," and you're like, "Oh, what is he lying?" No, that was a real scene, really bad. But everything was great. That pirate ship that they really built was so amazing.
Yeah, well, and Velvet Santa says the Cyndi Lauper video, Goonies are good enough. They should have played that at the end of the movie or something like.
They play that movie. They play it at the beginning.
No, the music video, like with Captain Lou
Lou
and
Albano.
classy Freddie Blassie and yeah, all that. The Goonies Are Good Enough music video would have been so good to have it paired with it.
But it's so good. It has all the action and adventure of like a Indiana Jones movie, and it has all the like the hijinks and camaraderie and childhood wonder that everybody likes out of Stranger Things. Where do you think Stranger Things got the idea? You know, I mean, The Goonies was a very important movie for a lot of reasons and a lot of people. And seeing it on the big screen was a lot of fun. So if it's still showing, I know it was showing today. If it's still got some screenings, check it out. It's a Fathom event going on right now. It's worth a watch. Take your kids to it. You know, see what they think. There were some kids that were in the theater with us when I was seeing it, and I heard some like happy kids in there. So they're very cool. But anyway, that's in theaters. You can check it out. The other thing that is new, that's a new movie that just came out, it is a Netflix exclusive. It is, it's called Back in Action, and it's, yeah. Did you read reviews of this?
No, I mean a little. I kind of skimmed some of it just because it was a Netflix movie, and those are kind of things that oftentimes don't matter, especially after the last couple. But I guess this was planned to be a multi-movie thing, and it has like a cliffhanger ending, and everyone just hates all of it.
So I watched it, and the premise of this movie is so paint by numbers. It is this couple that they were, think True Lies, like, 5 years, the epilogue of True Lies, right? And it's Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz, and they're just like these hot shit 60-year-old secret agents or whatever, and they can do backflips and are for sexy for whatever reason, that they decide to get pregnant and have kids, which means their baby's going to be like a teenager when they're 75, but whatever. Yeah, so they are they find out they're pregnant after stealing, on this big heist where there's this device, this important device that, somehow lets you control all of the internet or whatever, that was created in 2000. I guess it would have been 2010 since it was 15 years ago, which I'm telling you that device probably didn't exist, that somehow perfectly interfaces with all systems in 2025 when it resurfaces. But, that's plot holes. Anyway, so they, that'd be like a Windows XP software that they're like, oh yeah, and then they plug it into today's deal and can control all of Facebook, which didn't exist back then.
Yeah, they're like, we have the ultimate device to ruin all of the world's computers. They have like a 9-inch floppy, and they're like, we got to put this away. We got to put it away, and they lock it, and then someone breaks in, and they're like, it's the device to control the internet, and they open it up, and they pull out the 9-inch floppy, and they go,
who's got a SCSI adapter?
And they're like, we control the world, and everyone's like, yeah, good luck with that, idiot.
So that was plot problem number one. Plot problem number two is how the parents of these children, Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx, managed to keep up this ruse of not being secret agents for 15 years, but in the 1 hour and 48 minutes of this movie, were bungling to keep this secret for 15 minutes through the whole movie, and the kids were like onto them. Why today? Why all of a sudden today? Were the kids like suspected of their parents being, whatever? That didn't make any sense. So much of this movie didn't really make any sense, and it was all the same plot narratives that you see. Like, my kids don't like me, and you're like, Mom, you're such a stupid dumb square. I don't like my parents. I'm an independent teen. And then it's like the parents are like, oh, but secretly we're these spy badasses, and you don't even know it. And then when the kids find out, they're like, oh man, my parents are so cool, and we're probably going to be spy badasses now. And there's
so True Lies,
kind of, and then there's like a MacGuffin reveal where the bad guy's the good guy and the good guy's the bad guy. It's basically Spy Kids, but the other most unbelievable part is two 60-year-olds being being the world's savior to find this 15-year-old thumb drive that can control, literally, they stick it in a computer and it goes, you're opening up the bridge to the Thames River, and then oh look, we just shut down all of the electricity in London, and like, look at it work. And I'm like, you just plugged that thumb drive from 15 years ago.
They've definitely updated their encryptions on those things.
Pretty sure, yes. And there was a whole bunch of really dumb things like this that did not make any sense and even action movie logic didn't make sense. But, you know, Cameron Diaz, it's cool seeing her come out of retirement, you know, just like a handful of actors in the 2000s that disappeared to focus on family and their life. She's just like, I'm back.
I just thought about, like, what if they plug it in and then, like, whoever at this bridge control station, they just get like a notification from like Norton, and it goes, an attack has been blocked. And it just goes away, and that's the end of the movie, and everyone's just standing there like, I guess it was nothing.
Dang.
Yeah, like McAfee or Norton or just like Windows antivirus. It's just like,
it gives you the dunk.
Yeah.
Like
you have one threat and you just click fix, and it's
gone.
End. Yeah.
But you know, Seth Gordon directed this movie, and it wasn't fantastic. You know, you had Kyle Chandler in it. You had Glenn Close playing Cameron Diaz's mom.
How did they get Glenn Close to do a Netflix movie?
Oh, Glenn Close was a MI6 mega assassin sniper person. That's pulled.
Cool.
What's her? Was it who?
Cruella de Vil.
No, well, yes, but who was the person that was in Red, and then she was in all those action movies? Is the
yeah, and she was Morgana Le Fay in Excalibur.
I can't remember her name right
Helen
now.
Mirren.
Helen Mirren was that for a long time, and then she was in Shazam for like 2 seconds, going paycheck.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that because her and Lucy Liu were both like, we're the bad guys or whatever.
Bad guys. Shazam, be gone.
Yeah, I forgot they got Helen Mirren in there.
Oh god, it was so bad. But then they also had Andrew Scott, and Andrew Scott, I really liked his performance in the Talented Mr. Ripley that was on Netflix not too long ago. And I want to see more of him. He's got a really interesting look about him. Like, he can go good guy or nefarious really, really quickly. And you know, it had a solid cast. I mean, Jamie Foxx is fun to watch for a little while. I mean, you know, he's great in spurts. I mean, we all remembered Spider-Man 2, right? Or whatever that was. Spider-Man.
Amazing
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Electro for some reason. And yeah, I mean, this movie was really, really, really cut and paste, man. I mean, there was nothing original in this movie at all. It is a spy movie, an action movie you could watch with your kids. Like, I will say that it is Spy Kids without having Shark Boy and Lava Girl and like going way stupid off the deep end.
Yeah, but so is that. What was that movie with Vin Diesel and the duck, and he's like babysitting the kids? Like,
oh, well, it was like the Undercover Nanny or something like that.
Yeah, like the Enforcer.
Diaper.
It's like that, right?
Guy.
Basically.
It's Diaper Guy.
That, but with two people.
God, I can't believe I'm not being able to think of that. I have to find the name of that movie, because it is something like the Diaper Diaries.
No, it's not. It's something closer to what I was.
Well, it's not like XXX. I know that because that sounds cool. Let's see.
It's gonna be way down. It's gonna be like mid 2000s.
I gotta find it when he's not a producer. Yeah, let me here we go. Not a producer, actor. Okay.
Look for like 2007, 2006.
All right, hang on. We're gonna find it. Furious Riddick, Furious, Fast Furious Riddick, Babylon.
The
AD.
Pacifier.
The Pacifier.
Yeah.
So I was close. It was like Diaper something, but
you almost smashed your body.
Oh yeah, I got a little ladybug down here. The Pacifier. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
it's like that, but with two people.
Mr. Binky. Stupid ass movies, man. And there was the other one where Dave Bautista was like
with the little girl.
With the little girl.
They made two of those.
Ugh. Anyway, you can watch it on Netflix. You can watch that in the Mark Wahlberg like cheese dick action movie. as well. You can have a double feature and it's just car chases and yeah.
What's with the spy and kid like team up?
I don't know. So, yeah, that's what's going on. That's the movies. That's what I watched. I guess it's time for the box office, man. I mean, we're almost out of time here.
Oh, no.
So, I'm going to turn things over to Jake. He's going to give you the top 10 movies in the U.S. market, maybe a little bit of world numbers here for the past weekend, January 17th through 20th. We're going to tell you these because we always do, because if you follow the money, you can kind of anticipate what we're going to get more of, what we're going to get less of. It's just always following the money. So, number 10 movie, go for it.
Yeah, at number 10, Baby Girl, just under $2.5 million brought in by it. Fourth week out from A24, it's brought in $25.8 million here in the U.S. Would not have expected that from that movie. So, good job, Nicole Kidman. Number 9, Wicked, $4.6 million brought in by that one. That has brought its 9-week. It's only been out 9 weeks. It feels like
feels like forever, yeah.
9-week total up to 465.5 here in the U.S. Another 244 globally. So it's made $710 million.
Still, I'm very surprised that it didn't make more overseas, considering some of the movies that are out that made shitloads of money.
I just don't know that Broadway musicals translate that well into other
yeah, I agree. I mean,
cultures or languages.
Clearly, it's accurate.
Number 8, A Complete Unknown, $4.6 million brought in by that one as well. It's been out a month, but I think it's only been in a lot of theaters for like 3 weeks. $58.3 million brought in by that one, which you talked about last week.
Yes, I did. I did.
Yeah, 39,000.
I don't think it's really had an international release.
Well, I mean, is Bob Dylan's music something that people that weren't hippies like really? Yeah. And then at number 7, Nosferatu, another $5 million brought in by it at its 4-week mark, bringing it up to $90 million. Good job, Robert Eggers, and your sex horror. 66.2 elsewhere in the world. It's brought in 156.
And hitting streaming tomorrow as well.
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun just because Willem Dafoe and old Quicksilver dude. What's his name?
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yeah, they're both really good in that. Number 6, Den of Thieves, Pantera. 7.7 brought in by it in its second week, bringing it up to 27.3. They are still talking part 3, so I guess Lionsgate is happy with where that movie is. It's meeting whatever they wanted it to meet, so good job for it. I'm going to watch that one at some point. I don't know that I'm going to care to see it in the theater just because.
Seems like a Netflix.
I like the first one, but I still don't feel like this one is necessary. At number 5, Moana 2, $8.1 million brought in by that one. 8 weeks out by that. $444.8 million in the U.S. Another 567 elsewhere in the world.
Billion.
Moana hit $1 billion. So there you go.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, about the Back in Action movie, that I was trying to remember the other really stupid thing that I saw. And so, the bad guy found the device, right? Found the device, and he's going to auction it off to all the other bad guys in the world. You know this classic nutshell, that old chestnut.
Yeah, and you point lasers, and it runs, and it bites people. That way you don't have to shoot them.
And he's going to... And this is a device that controls all of the internet. Like you can shut down like whatever technology you want with this device, this magic device in the wrong hands can shut down the world. I'm going to start the bidding at $50 million. And then he sold for $250 million. You can't like even acquire a small you couldn't buy all of McDonald's for that, like $250 million for a global ending internet controlling device. And he's like, hot diggity damn, I got my $250 million.
And that, like, what would be so funny is if that money
why did you just steal $250 million?
If that money's wired to him and then they use that device and they shut down the internet and he's like, I can't get to my money. That would be funny. He didn't think about that, did he?
He couldn't have even produced the next Marvel movie. Like,
what's he going to do with that money if someone brings down the internet and shuts down all the banking capabilities, right?
But if you've got the device, That shit starts at $1 billion, bro. Like at the bottom.
But again, why is it worth money if they're going to use it
just
to
use
make
it again.
Yeah.
Well, they probably at least have to get home and plug it in after they've made the transfer.
Yeah, you're just withdraw.
Yeah, exactly. It's like trying to buy tickets on Ticketmaster.
Well, I'm gonna skip Velvet Santa's comment there.
Okay, all right. Sonic number 4.
Yeah, all right. So continuing here, number 4, Sonic the Hedgehog, number 3, available to watch at home starting tomorrow. Still brought in $11 million in its 5th week, $218.9 million. Another 203 elsewhere in the world. It's at $422 million. Dina did point out here on our Twitch that all of this is tentative because it's a holiday weekend. Lots of people out of school and whatnot today, so that there may be still numbers growing.
I think these placements are probably going to be pretty accurate, though.
It's still a Monday night. And then at number 3, opening at the number 3 spot, Wolfman, $12.5 million brought in by that one.
Not the opening they were hoping for.
No, definitely not. But I think I haven't seen anything about people being like, it's dumb.
The
I didn't like
the
it.
reviews are good, but early analysts are calling it a box office fizzle, and it's like, oh Jesus! Can we stop attributing how much money a movie makes to how good it is? Didn't we learn that from Parasite? Didn't we learn that from a lot of other great movies in the recent memory? Like, okay, anyway, number 2.
Number 2, One of Them Days, which I'm really surprised to see as the number 2 movie, brought in just over $14 million, nearly 14 and a quarter. Yeah, I mean,
number
it's
2
there. And then at number 1, Mufasa the Lion King, $15.5 million. Its 5th week out's brought it nearly $210 million here in the U.S., another 382 elsewhere in the world. It's getting close to $600 million. Started out slow, and then it really snowballed downhill to bring in some dollars. And of course, Disney's going to want to make more.
Of course. Dina points out on Twitch, horror like Wolfman needs to hit in the first week, and I mean she's not wrong. Like,
well, but
for it to be considered like a whatever, but that stuff snowballs.
There's been so many horror movies in the last couple of years that just don't look like they're going to work, and then as people watch them, they're like, "Dude, here's the thing," and everyone's like, I think I want me some of that.
I want to get some of that, yeah.
Get in on that. And as there's nothing else to watch, like the only reason that One of Them Days has to be up there is because there was probably not much to watch or that people hadn't already seen. Sonic's been out forever. Moana's been out forever. Nosferatu's been out for a long time now. Wicked's been out forever. Like, there's just not a lot of movies that were new.
As Dina points out over on Twitch, that part of the problem has been the weather. A lot of people are snowed in. There's storms. There's all this kind of. No one wants to get out. I know I've been feeling that at my business. So
the past week.
Been cold as hell. Well, speaking of cold as hell, we're gonna get back out into the frosty wasteland and head on out of here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share wherever it is you want to view this thing. Facebook Live, Twitch box. We did the goodie box in the first part of the show. Remember?
Was he not here?
He had to be here.
Where did
How was he? Yeah, they're right here. I got them right here.
Oh, you got both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, where did mine go?
We did them at the beginning. This is week number 3. So yeah, man, we're gonna head out of here. But thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Find us wherever it is you find social media. Our link tree is driveinspeakerbox.com. You can get on our Discord. You can do all the things. So yeah, go do that.
See ya.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.